Today I'm going to show you how to structure and make a three-dimensional fish sculpture using an old cereal box. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is have templates of the sample that I have included. You're going to cut out 2 of the fish body and then 1 of each of the pieces. So the large piece will be the bottom of the fish, and then the smaller piece actually goes on the top side of the fish where the fin is. Okay. So once you have cut those pieces out, you want to make sure that you also cut this line here. Okay, we're going to use that to give the shape of the fish by adding a little bit of a dart later on. So make sure that when you cut those out, you also cut that dart. The next step is going to be to come along your fish, and anywhere you have the tabs, you want to fold the tabs in to form the structure of the fish. You're going to do that on both of your cardboard pieces. All right, once your pieces are cut out and your tabs are folded up, the next thing you're going to do with your cereal box is you want to create the dart that will give the body some shape and dimension. So I'm just taking that dart, sliding it over, and then when you get it placed where you want, you're going to secure that with a piece of masking tape. It's probably wise to go ahead and secure it both on the inside as well as on the outside of your structure. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. You just overlap that, and then once again, you're going to put a piece of tape to secure it. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside of the structure. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces for my fish body. Okay, I'm going to start out at the bottom. I'm just kind of putting them together right now. I'm going to start out at the bottom, and I'm going to use this insert to fill in the gaps. So what I'm going to do is put the squared end back towards the tail fins, and then the tabs are going to attach to it. So I'm going to take just one piece at a time, and I'm going to go ahead and tape and secure this piece on at the tail, and then I'm just going to do the same as I start structuring around the sides. Securing it with just masking tape is what I'm using. Okay. Very good. Now I'm going to do the same thing by securing it to this one on this side as well. Okay. Once you have it taped and secured in place on both sides, and you might have to touch up your taping, I just have mine kind of tacked right now, then you're ready to come up by where the mouth part of the fish would be. Mine's a little bit squared off, so the pointed part of that bottom strip is just going to fold up right here by the mouth. So I have it here, it's just going to bend and fold, and then once again you're going to tape it to secure it right there where the mouth is. You'll tape that on both sides, both the top and the bottom. So I have my mouth area secure on mine, and now I'm ready to close off the other side of the fish structure. Okay, so the opening on the other side, you have another piece that you could use. Sometimes the kids say they have more of a gap by the tail. Some of my students said they needed it more by the head. So on mine, I feel like my tail is going to secure well together back here with tape, but my gap is going to be up here in the front. So this is where I'm going to use my piece to secure and close off where the mouth connects to the body. So I'm going to tape this in right here, and then I'm going to tape the back part shut. After securing that piece in place, then basically what you do on the back is you just match up the tabs and tape them together. So I'm just overlapping the tabs, taping those tabs together. If you feel like you have any loose ends, it's fine to use a longer, larger piece of tape to tape and secure it all the way around if you need to. And you're just going to continue to do that until all of those tabs are sealed and secured. So you'll notice on my finished one, I let my kids use quite a bit of tape. So, you know, if you're on a budget, you might not want to do that, but I do know that there are definitely brands that stick better than others. So if they're having trouble making it stick, sometimes it's important to take some of the tape all the way around just to make sure it's good and secure. Okay, so for the tail part, you also want to enclose that. So same thing, you're just going to take the tabs, fold them over, and match them up. Okay, so I would tape here to secure those tabs down, then on the sides as well, just overlap the tabs, use the tape to secure it down until your structure is sound. Okay, so once you have your structure made, our next step is to start adding the decor to it. So to make the fish, what we started with is putting scales on the body. And you'll notice that my tail is not quite finished yet. Mine is a work in progress for my sample. But what we did for the scales is I just used my hole punch and punched out circles. Just about a 1-inch circle is probably fine, or a 3/4-inch circle. My students got to actually choose red or blue fish. At the time we were doing Dr. Seuss, so they could choose 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, but you could use whatever colors you wanted. I used a lot of scrapbook paper for mine, but like I said, cut out the dots, and then we talked about how we weren't going to do the head of the fish and dots, we were just going to do the body to the tail. So the students then started at the tail, layered their dots on top of each other. I have some different colors here, so like I said, they just layered them and glued them on. We did use Glue-All glue from Elmer's. The school glue didn't stick quite as well, so we chose to use Glue-All. We used those dots to cover all of the side. And then as you get to the edges of the fish, let me come back to this one, you can actually take them and fold the dots in half and glue them on so that they overlap the top and the bottom sides, and that will help seal off your seam of your fish. Okay. After we did the scales for the body, we did the head and the tail, is the part that I still need to do, by using strips of paper. So I just cut them into narrow strips. I had the students cut them into little rectangles like this. And then when we got enough of them cut, the students then got to use their glue to secure those rectangles to the head. That's going to go all the way around onto the other side. They'll do it over here too. I even did it on the bottom. Okay, and then we'll do it on the tail as well. So I had them add their Glue-All glue and then just start layering the rectangles on. And you can use different colors. I actually have a different shade of blue here I can use. So that it doesn't have to necessarily be an order or a pattern. It can be random. And then just layering those and securing them on. You can do another row of glue and add another row of those strips until the entire tail is then covered. Okay, and you'll want to secure them down. I know I have a few loose ends there. Okay, so that will go all the way around the tail and all the way around the head. Then we just simply cut out another circle, the same hole punch for an eyes on each side. You'll want them on each side. We used construction paper to cut out the mouth, and then fanned tissue paper for the fins. And then, if all goes well, I know you can't see it so much on the camera, but it should stand up and be able to be displayed because the base is flat. Okay. Good luck.